nourishwithrenata.com, and welcome to my very first blog. This is a pretty exciting and new method for me to communicate with you guys. Usually I do go through my blog, which is nourishwithrenata.com, and that's a place where I like to post healthy, delicious recipes with the purpose of sharing my philosophy on food, which is that I believe that healthy food can be not only nourishing your body, but also it can taste delicious. First of all, I wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you to Angelo from Modern Nutrition, who invited me to come and join this group of amazing people that can help us with tips and tricks and just guide us generally to lead the life that we have dreamt of leading. I think that this group is going to be an amazing force for good to motivate and inspire you to achieve the life that you've always dreamed of. So going back to my story, the way that I came to my blog was actually through a couple of different health issues that occurred in my family. So it goes back a few years to when I had my first child, my daughter Olivia. And Olivia had a lot of digestive issues. She would be really irritable, crying a lot, wouldn't sleep very well, and we ended up going to the pediatrician, and he said that it could be due to a dairy intolerance. So one of the things that the pediatrician recommended was, since I was nursing her, to try to stop eating any dairy to see if that had a positive effect on Olivia's digestion. If you have kids or you're a new parent with an infant, you know how precious that time is for your child to get a good sleep, and then that also gives you an opportunity to rest too. So when Olivia was going through those digestive issues, it really caused me a lot of stress and heartache. It was definitely one of the most difficult times that I've been through in my life, because when you have a child, you really want to be able to feed them, to nourish them in a way that, hopefully you as a parent can intuitively understand. And so when she started having these digestive issues, it really was a blow to my self-esteem and made me feel like I wasn't able to mother her properly. At around about the same time, though, my husband was having health issues as well. So he started having really high cholesterol. It actually got so bad that he had to start taking cholesterol medication. And it turned out it was the same medication that my father, who was about 35 years older than my husband, was also on. So it really was a wake-up call, because my husband and my dad were on the same cholesterol medication, and really and truthfully, someone as young as my husband should not have to take that type of medication at his age. And really, I felt like I had to do something to change this, because not only was my husband suffering in terms of his health, but also my daughter was as well. So that got me looking at a lot of different research about food and the effect that it has on the body. For my daughter, I started looking at a lot of different recipes that didn't use dairy. It was kind of an interesting time for me to try to understand, what can I do in my cooking to satiate my taste buds, but also not harm my baby through nursing her. So that got me really interested in vegan baking, and I am a chemical engineer by background, so the chemistry involved in using vegan ingredients only to bake with was just completely fascinating for me. That kind of got me down the path of looking at other types of dietary lifestyles like paleo or Whole30, sugar-free, gluten-free, that kind of thing. And that really just piqued my interest in the way that people eat. Why do they eat that way? What effect does it have on the body when you purposefully choose not to eat foods that could cause inflammation? Another thing that we started doing was actually having daily smoothies. So the great thing about smoothies is that it can be really nutrient dense, because you can put so many fruits and vegetables into it, and then you can really amp up the nutritional benefit by adding in protein powders, which can also contain a lot of other fruits and vegetables, as well as things like chia seeds, hemp hearts, which are really high in omega-3s and 6s, as well as really high in fiber and also protein. So once I kind of got this concoction down of how I wanted our smoothies to be, we started taking that every day. My husband actually really liked the different flavors that I was coming up with. And in addition, that was also dairy-free, so it was something I could happily have. It tasted great, it was fresh, delicious, and I knew that I was not only just helping my husband, because it had a high fiber content to help to take the cholesterol out of the body, but it was also helping my daughter because it was something that I could eat and know that she wasn't going to have any digestive issues from that. So we actually saw the benefit of just incorporating this one item, just having a daily smoothie, in my husband's blood work. He happened to go back to the doctor sometime later and he saw that his high cholesterol had reversed. So he was able to go off of the cholesterol medication. He was back within normal ranges of cholesterol, and overall he was just feeling more energetic. He was more vibrant during the day. He could concentrate better. He slept better, and that was a huge win because it really just confirmed the idea that I had that what we're putting into our bodies is having a huge effect on how we are during the day, on how we function, on how productive we are, how focused we are. And that's really what led me to starting this blog. I just understood finally that food is nourishment for the body, and it can help us in so many ways. It can also be made of normal ingredients. It doesn't have to be weird, crazy ingredients that you've never heard of that are really expensive. It's food that you can get at your normal grocery store and just put it together in a different way so that it tastes delicious and nourishes your body and mind. So for Angelo and the other people that are subscribed to the Modern Nutrition blog, I've also included a smoothie recipe. So this particular smoothie recipe is a chocolate peanut butter smoothie. It tastes like a milkshake, but it is actually a smoothie. So it's kind of a great way of getting a sweet treat, maybe at the end of the day when you're looking for something sweet in the evenings after you've had dinner. It's actually a smoothie that my husband loves because he loves the combination of chocolate and peanut butter. So I'm really happy to share that recipe with you. I haven't shared it with anybody else, so you're definitely getting it for free and first here through this particular vlog and the accompanying blog. So that's basically my story. I hope that it inspired you a little bit to think about food in a different way. And if anything, I encourage you to try to challenge yourself to do one thing today that is a little bit healthier for you. It could be just drinking more water. It could be swapping out your fries for some fruits and vegetables. But I encourage you to just take that jump and also be consistent about it. Because if I've learned anything at all, it's that if you make a change for the better, you do need to be consistent about it and you will see the results long term. So thank you for tuning into this vlog. It's been very exciting and kind of nerve-wracking, but I finally did it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. You can find me on Instagram at nourish_with_Renata, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, guys.